Oh, hi everyone! It's your favorite, most unreliable YouTuber of 2017, which still makes me pretty reliable by 2006 standards, so in my book I'm good. So, I wanted to make a little video telling you about what's been going on with me. I know the feeling when somebody you follow just kind of seems to disappear off the internet. And I know that those of you who follow me on Twitter, which is this, if you want to go ahead and do that if you're not following me on there. So the people that only follow me on this channel just don't know what the fuck is going on. So let me enlighten you on that. First of all, there's nothing bad or, you know, I didn't need to take some time off to recover from anything this time. Luckily, this doesn't seem to be an annual thing with me. So that's not what's going on. You can all be relieved in case you were worried. As you probably noticed from, I think, only my last video, the storytime video, I moved again 3 months ago, I think, by now. That went well. I love my new place. Got nice roommates. Everything's fine. With the YouTube thing and everything else in like what I do with my days, now that's the thing that I want to talk about. What's impacting YouTube is mostly twofold, although for me it's mostly the former thing, so I'm going to talk about that first. That being my own scheduling and priorities. I picked up a third subject. I'm now studying English, Russian, and political science to become a teacher, which means that aside from that, I'm also taking courses that are teacher-specific without getting too much into how becoming a teacher works in Germany. So that is a lot of work. By now, it's gotten to a point where, of course, I do have time outside of what I have to do for uni and going to classes and everything. But to be honest, I enjoy having free time. So that's just a lot of commitment. And as this whole time, university is my top priority. YouTube has become sort of a job, but I do want to mostly keep it on a hobby basis. That doesn't mean, of course, that I don't take it seriously when I do it, because I do. But, you know, making this a career was always an option that I saw, but it wasn't really my priority. Like, I would never drop out of uni to pursue this. And because of that, when push comes to shove and I have to decide between doing stuff for uni and then taking some time off, or doing something for DFE and then taking some time off, or then doing stuff for uni and, you know, just accepting that I won't have free time for that day, I just currently end up deciding to do my uni work and then relaxing, which I'm not, you know, this is not an excuse or anything, or I'm not trying to like defend that, because I think that's a perfectly valid thing to do. But that's kind of what this is resulting from. Because as you know, especially my grammar episodes, which are still the thing that is most important to me about this channel, are a lot of work. That's just what they are, because I have to script and research, because with the topics that I have advanced to by now on this channel, I can't just, you know, do that off the top of my head. I have to actually look into it again and you know, be more specific, and it doesn't help you when it's just like, this is what I think this is. Basically right now, DFE is hibernating. Just simply because it's too low on my list of priorities. Because I have uni, I have friends, I have playing in a D&D campaign and also running another one. That's another thing. Another time commitment that, without question, does exist. I have a lot less free time than I used to, and when I do have free time, I have a lot less drive to sit down and like work at stuff. What I'm still catching up on are the scripts that are still missing from the Dropbox. To anybody who supported me on Patreon, thank you very much. And sorry so deeply that that's taking me so long. Like, that's not very professional. I am working on it when I get the time to. That's really all I can say. Also, generally, I, of course, would highly appreciate it if the people that have decided to support me on Patreon would keep up their pledges, because just when I get back into it, it would be nice to be still able to make some money from it, especially with, and this is kind of the second reason that I'm gliding into, I'm sure a lot of you by now are aware of how drained YouTube advertising is by now. And especially this channel, with being an educational channel, has never made a lot of money. And I still refuse to do like hard clickbait and to like follow every trend and have like, you know, the thumbnails that like bite your eyes to just, this is me, look at me. So I kind of want to uphold the idea of this channel, and that's kind of more important to me than being like mega successful. That's, from a business standpoint, it's fairly stupid, but that's just what I feel comfortable with. So, of course, when I do get back into it, at times when I do, it's really, really comforting and comfortable to know that there are people who support it financially, just because that still means that the time that I do find for it, I don't have to, I won't have to invest in some other, you know, job. I'm not in a position where I'm like financially desperate, because otherwise I assume that first of all DFE would be higher in the priority list, and second of all I would be going at it with a less of a, I would be more fixated on what draws in the views and the money and the watch time and whatever. So none of you have to like sit there and worry about like, oh my god, she's poor. I'm fine. Just when I do put out work, it's nice to get something for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not too worried about your German learning. There's plenty of other sources and resources. Second of all, I do still plan on completing my grammar library on DFE. It's just going to be a lot slower from now on, like even slower. And I might still do other like more lightweight videos, just to have fun. But yeah. It'll be a lot slower. For those who still want to start supporting me on Patreon, I will try to have one video a month at least. But seeing as that's already not worked out in May. Second of all, for those of you who still want to see content or just be aware of my presence, you can either follow me on Twitter, as I mentioned, because I'm active there. And you can follow a gaming channel that I recently opened. It's not like hardcore whatever. Again, it's not a climbing the ladder thing. But I'm always happy to see people following my projects, because that's always nice. I'm a very, you know, share with people, share what I do with people person. So it's always nice to get you know, get some attention for my projects. So if you are interested in gaming videos or just really wanted to see me commentate on stuff, you can go to Strohfisch, which is linked in the description. It's username Strohfisch in English, which all of you knew, of course. That, like I said too, is a hobby. No high ambitions. I play what I want to when I want to. And it's a lot of fun, and it's always fun to have people watch. Also, just noticed this while editing this, occurred to me that some people might not be clear on how, you know, why I can make gaming videos but can't make DFE videos. Mainly the reason for that is putting out gaming content is like really, really, really easy. That's why YouTube is so flooded with it, right? Basically, you sit down to play a game for an hour and you have somewhere between 6 to 4 episodes recorded, and you don't need to do a lot of editing except for cutting that into parts, and maybe putting some text on there depending on like the production value that you're going for. So putting out gaming videos, while it is something that you have to keep track of if you're really serious about it, it's not easy. It's not hard to make at all. So meaning that if you put it into perspective, if let's say a really hard grammar video that's actually decently long will take me somewhere between minimum 6 to maximum 10 hours to script, shoot, edit, put text on, review, blah, blah, blah. And that's not even counting exporting time. That's not counting editing the script for the Dropbox, for the Patreon supporters, patrons. So in the time in which I can put out one grammar episode, I can make 30 to 40 episodes of gameplay. Somewhere around there. So of about 15 minutes of per episode. So, you know, just thinking about that, you know, gaming content is nothing compared to the stuff that I put on this channel. So that's the reason why that can be a thing while I don't have enough time for DFE. Just to throw that in there. And finally, I don't want to get too deeply into the whole, you know, I'm so thankful and everything, just because I think that goes without saying. Like, I'm still amazed at how large this channel is by now, but since this is not like some grand goodbye or anything, I don't want to blow that up too big. I just wanted to kind of give you a state of affairs, just because I'm really short on time right now. Yeah, that's kind of sad. But I'm still hoping for the light at the end of the tunnel. And also, I think it'll be good for me, honestly, to be able to say, okay, I have officially announced that I am on hiatus. And, you know, then if I do something, I'll do something. And if I don't, I don't. All right? So regardless, thanks for sticking around, as always. And yeah, I'll see you over there, to those of you who are going to follow me over to my gaming channel. I'll see you on Twitter to those who follow me there. And I'll see you when I see you, to everybody who just watches this channel, which also is completely fine. So that's it, I think. And that's where we're going to end it today. Bis dann. Tschüss.